What's up, ladies? My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Deku, who created the universe of 40 Warhammer 40k. So, I got this suggestion from one of you guys that commented this. Can you do a What If Deku where he was reborn from like the void thing? But yeah. But I will add some twists and turns. Like good twists and turns. First of all, I am adding Zumi into this what if, and she's basically she was born from Inko and Shashi. But Zuko was born from Void and has basically a brother. Or he has brothers like like the of the diseases and the Lord of the Oars. Yeah, so he's a brother to all of the 40k universe stuff. He goes around, collects DNA, and like creates newer species, newer types. So, but during one of the missions, he stumbled into the Queen of Xenomorphs. And yes, Queen of Xenomorphs actually looks at him, and she doesn't see him as basically a person to infect. Act like the most people or most xenomorphs, but she sees him as her king, basically as her boyfriend. So she basically looks like that, first of all, and with like tendrils on the sides. Yeah. So So he runs around collecting DNA samples with the queen and the other xenomorphs because they see him as a king. And so they obeys him, as they all like. As he explains to the xenomorphs that reason why he's collecting DNA to fuse them to make special types of breeds, so that so he created the entire universe, a new world that's called Warhammer universe, or world, or galaxy universe. And the new types of creatures can be, because actually ores mixed with creatures as those pink things that I'm trying to zoom in. Thank you. This one, well, this is his pet, so yeah. So he basically tells it to, like, go crazy on them. And whoever last one to survive wins. Don't kill the last person. Promise? As the monster pink slime nods its head. Yes. So then So, Xenomorph Earth Queen was with Zuko, and but he is born as a void creature. Basically, he's more powerful than anyone. So as the god of diseases, sees this as the opportunity. Like, he sees that, like, yes, this is a good game to, like, plus, as he looks over, or as Zuko Void looks over at his brother and says yes. But there's also a benefit too. You need someone that's strong, similar to affect the entire universe, right? Yes. You need someone strong and brave. You can turn them into your disease's minions. Okay? So then, So he goes to Earth. Because, actually, after he left, he needs some human DNA. Because he's kind of getting bored of having the same things. So, so basically his brother says, or actually Ors says, so I know that you're bored of I know you're bored of having same like troops, same breeds. Yes, but we need, as one of the Ors tells them, there's this little green planet, a rock. Its name is Earth. Huh. Funny. What would... As they use magnifying glass, basically to zoom in, and they see humans with quirks. And Zuko's brother's like, what are these humans with quirks? Are these new types? No. These humans are more I could see why quirks. Because Zuko actually has a book of quirks of destruction, as he reads it, as he's like, I see. Let's create a new type of species. How do you feel, Oars, or brother? As he looks at, not her, but he looks at Oars. Well, if you're saying that these humans with quirks can be bred with the creatures like us, I'm in. Me too, as the other brother says. How about you, Queen? As he, yeah. So the Queen looks at him and says that you're and rest of us will, if they get too old, then we'll infect them. Yes. And creating new armies for you to experience. Yes. As they all agree, send me down first, so that the aim to see what these humans can do. Like, I'm not going to interfere with their plans. So then So Zuko goes down there, or goes and to Earth. As he looks like a 15-year-old kid, but he comes up with a name of Deku, basically. Sorry. And yeah, Deku came to Earth, and basically he looks around as he learns every language. As he says, it's kind of interesting. As Zuko uses his powers, or he declares them as quirks, so yeah. So he basically joins a hero versus, or so he joins, like, basically UA. As his age is 15. Yeah, so then he goes into UA. As he does the quirk test and, so, yeah. So Zuko ends up basically spending time with as Deku is more of a, so when he meets Zumi, he sees her as his stepsister. Basically, he cares about her. As Xenomorph Queen is jealous. But he did tell his brother that it's gonna be cheating on the queen, Xeno Queen thing. As let's say one day or one night he calls in, as the queen answers, I I know you're jealous of the me and a human girl, but as he tells her, but he tells the queen that um, that his heart is with her. Basically, like she loves her instead of, because he explains that he sees Zumi not as a love interest, but more of a like adopted sister, her kind. As Queen of Xenomorphs realized that he was actually, or so Zumi is like a stepsister to Zuko. So she basically, as she thought, or as she tells him the truth, like why, because she thought he cheated on her, but then she now realized that, yeah, yeah. So then Zuko goes. So time skip to basically All Might versus All for One. As All Might, or so All for One, or no, All Might was down but not out. As All for One says, any last words? No. As before All for One even lifts his arm up, he gets kicked in the face by Zuko Midoriya. As he says, sorry it took so long. As he was in his battle suit, the and All for One turns and looks at him. You brat. As he used his, or he transforms his arm into a blade, and he charges right at Zuko. As Zuko reflects the attack back, as he's like, as he had a, like, basically a machine, or a, basically, he keeps his pets on inside of his suit, not inside of his suit, more of a, like, glass jar, as he says, ready, buddy? As he looks over, as the blade's about to strike down, as the slime creature basically grabs it and basically breaking the All for One's arm. As he's like, and All for One's like, ow, my arm. Now, let's finish this, shall we? Yes. As the monster comes right up and grabs All for One's, yeah. And oars actually came out of nowhere. His brother, he's like, this human is weaker than us. Yeah. But don't let your guard down around him. It looks like he's a quirk stealer. Or power stealer, so he steals powers. Powers. As he says, I agree. Let's finish him. As the, let's say, All for One pulls out a, like, basically a quirk. As he uses it to shoot the laser right at Zuku's, like, chest or shoulder. As, yeah, let's say his shoulder. As the, basically, oars and his two brothers and the queen saw what All for One did to Zuko. As the pink goo, whom all of them, including the xenomorphs that were basically all of them cared about Zuko. And when they saw him getting shot in the shoulder by a laser attack, sent him flying backwards. As he says, or actually right in the chest, actually. Sending him as he collapsed. As the oars runs up to Zuko, stay with me, pal. Stay with me. Or rather, stay with me. As All for One says, he's dead, so now it's your turn. As oars looks right at All for One. And in like basically vicious intense. And as he runs with the pink monster and like shoots his arms off as the disease or when the diseases ends up showing up as he says, you hurt my brother. Time for you to be infected. As Zuko, as a disease, none of diseases, just grabs All for One as it infected him, turning him into like one of those monsters, into a virus creatures. As many of the xenomorphs ripped him to shreds, ripping All for One to shreds. As Zuko, whose head, as he's like, ow, that almost killed me. As they're surprised that they see him alive, I moved my heart to like the hip, or basically, as the name basically sewed him up. Basically regenerating his body back to way that it was. He moves his heart back to where it normally belongs, as Queen was like, yeah, you almost gave me a fright. You almost gave all of us a fright. Sorry if we're frightened you. It wasn't, I meant to like kill him, but then, yeah, as they said, no need to blame yourself. We all understand that and human should be tortured. Yeah. And Zuko did grab All for One's heart, or no, All for One's soul before, as he's like, huh. As he puts it in a little jar thing, as he's like, he tells who wants to infect him with, like, who wants to torture him more and more. As the kind of diseases is like, I do, because he killed, or he tried to kill you, but now, yeah, as Oars and the pink gremlin agrees that they should be in it too. So the Queen agrees with them. So because Zuko is basically a void creature, or void human, so he created a human body that is immortal, so that to put a soul, or All for One soul, into its body, to have endless torture. As, yeah. As the, yeah, it was torture for All for One. Becomes a target practice for Oars. Becomes a virus monster for, yeah. And then infected him with the Queen Haynes's, like, basically those little, like, face huggers. Yeah. Imagine every single day torturing him. As Zuko looks over at Zumi, let me properly introduce myself. Call me Haim Void. Haim. But my last name, as the Void says, my last name is actually Zuko. Void Zuko is my full name. As Zumi's like, wait, so your last name is Zuko, I'm Zumi. Nice to meet you. Yeah. I see you as my own sister, so, yeah. As he smiles at her. Yeah. As All Might wonders, he asked Void Zuko why are you here on planet Earth? Well, I wanted human DNA, basically, to create a human army, basically. I have this little game, as he tells All Might and the Pro Heroes, that you guys could watch it. Because but it's called The Last One Alive Survives Wins. Wow. So you're saying, Zuko, he says, yeah. doing the mixed breeds with the different creatures to create different species. So that and whoever's last one standing becomes a new who either breeder, basically, or the army of, or one of the soldiers for my brother. Wow. It's just, this is fun for me. Just watching, yeah. And don't worry, they're full size, not, and we have a little system thing. Okay. So then basically, they all agree that well, his brothers agree that he's a nutcase, but they still love him. So, Queen Xenomorph walks up to Zuko and, like, kisses him right on the lips. And no, she didn't use her, like, tongue that has a mouth already. And reason why I'm using this one instead of this blurry picture thing, yeah, is because this one is supposed to be a girl with the Xenomorph's head stuff. So, then, oh, so yeah, reason, that's a reason. It's supposed to be her, but I chose that one. But, yeah, so she hugs him, and, yeah, so a time skip. She basically, she gave birth to a bunch of void versions of her species that actually is a combined of xenomorphs and the void. So, yeah. So then the humans were basically watching this brutality stuff. And yeah. The goose is trying to keep himself entertained. That's what his brothers do know, that he's trying to keep himself entertained. So that yeah. Because he's always been trying his hardest to, like, think creative ideas. So basically disease tells Zuko that how about you and I hang out? Like, walk around or like fly around the entire planet to see what name, is there anything else? He says that's a good idea. As his basically his wife thinks it's a bad idea because she has been to different planets before she met Zuko, where some of them just basically use powerful weapons and all that stuff. And he's like, okay. So then, yeah. So Zuko basically just relaxes around. Because he's a void, and he can use different humans thing. And do you guys like this basically thumbnail? Yeah, so, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this what if thing. And, and, and have a good night or day, depending on the time zones. Peace out.